I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media. We're joined with Patsy and Sue from the Waupaca Area Public Library. And how are you doing?
Great. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh. I'm doing good.
And I see, Sue, you got the dog next to you. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Yeah, exactly. He goes everywhere with me now.
Does he walk you or do you walk him?
Yep. The answer is yes. Yes. It's the best kind of dog to have. You don't have to really feed him a lot, and he doesn't have to go a lot. And he's quiet.
He always has that happy look on his face.
He's always happy. Yeah.
Look at him wagging that tail, or wagging the tongue. Not the tail, the tongue.
Oh, yeah, that too. Okay.
First thing I want to talk about, the big news is the library has opened their doors starting this week. What does that mean? What's open? What can people come in for? What shouldn't they come for? What's going on?
Well, the exciting thing is that we're able to open up the library for people to come in and browse. A lot of people have missed being able to pick out their own materials. So when they come in now, they can go to the shelves. We ask that people limit their time to about 30 minutes of browsing. So not a lot of conversation time. We do get a minute to talk to them at the desk as we check out their items. But if that's not comfortable for people, they can certainly use the self-check, and we're there to kind of walk them through that if they've forgotten how it works. And we do ask that our visitors wear a mask at all times through their visit.
Yeah, and we have seen, especially for kids down in the children's department, we say don't judge a book by its cover, but quite honestly, that's how kids pick their books. So it's really been wonderful these last couple days to see families come in and being able to peruse this collection and pick out their own books, and they're excited to be back. I think the important thing to remember is that we are still listening to our guidance from our Theta Care health professionals and the county health professionals in opening up slowly. We're not saying, we're full capacity. We're still limiting the number of people that are here at a time so that more people can enjoy the services of the library. And the wearing the masks and social distancing and using hand sanitizer, washing your hands we're still quarantining books upon check-in for 24 hours. The science has shown that it's not as transmissible on surface as it is in your droplets, respiratory droplets. But I still caution people. I said, if this is something you're worried about, take that personal responsibility to wash your hands, or have the books that you collect from the library sit in a bag for 24 hours. Like what we would do at the library when your items are returned, we'd let them sit for 24 hours. So if this is a concern to you, I would suggest that people take that personal responsibility to be safe. And I'm excited to offer them more library services. Aren't we, Patsy? We're excited.
We're really excited. And Sue, in the adult department, we've seen the exact same thing, that people who would have taken 3 books because they knew they wanted those 3, if they come into the library, they see 1 or 2 more that they also want to take. Those covers are really intriguing, or you don't know what's out there until you look at it. So we want people to feel welcome to come into the library, and we want them to know that we're doing everything we can to make it a safe space and to maintain that safety. So we're making announcements, we're keeping a watchful eye, we're greeting everybody at the door so they understand exactly what the expectation is in the library.
And we want to remind people that curbside's still available for those who don't want to come in, or those who just maybe find that a little more convenient.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see when the balance switches. Some people are probably always want curbside, and that's going to be that was a hidden plus of our pandemic experience, right? We didn't know how this was going to go, but now I had a mom come in the other day, and she has 4 little ones, and she goes, I'm going to always use curbside because bringing 4 little kids in the library is work.
You'll have to convert the upstairs meeting room to a drive-through or something.
We've imagined that, Josh. It's a really good idea.
So Sue, the well-behaved dog next to you has to do with the next topic. And what is that?
It's the Iditarod. Every year we celebrate the Iditarod, which is a team reading campaign or challenge that follows the Iditarod dog sled race in Alaska. And the dog sled race traditionally starts on the first Saturday of the month of March in Alaska. Well, COVID has thrown a wrench into everything this year, including the dog sled race. So there are no spectators. It's like an NFL football game, but for dog teams. There are no spectators along the route. So there's no ceremonial start on Saturday. The race starts on Sunday, March 8th, and it's been shortened. Traditionally, the race started in Anchorage and went all the way to Nome, Alaska, and followed a specific route through many checkpoints of indigenous communities, and to protect their indigenous communities in Alaska, which are very much at risk with COVID and having very poor health facilities at their disposal. They have decided not to go all the way to Nome. So they're going to start just north of Anchorage, and they're going to go to a ghost mining town called Flat, and they're going to turn around and they're going to come back to Anchorage. It's 860 miles this year. So our Iditarod is challenging folks in Waupaca to create a team, like a dog sled team. But instead of pulling a sled full of provisions and a musher, you're going to be reading together, keeping track of your minutes to see if you can race one of the mushers in Alaska, you by reading and them by actually pulling the sled. So if you can get to that 860 minutes read before your musher that you choose to race against finishes, then you get a little prize from the public library and the satisfaction of, we did it, right? How exciting. And then along the way, if you give us your email address, I'll be sending updates from the race and little challenges. You know, this is a great opportunity for young people to learn a little bit about Alaska, learn a little bit about the science of veterinary medicine, because these dogs are well taken care of. Learn a little bit about geography, weather, math. We're going to make this out of school learning time really a fun experience. So I'm really excited. I get excited every year about this because it's really fun. I think, Patsy, you even did it one year, didn't you?
Yeah, because you could have anybody on your team. You can have grandparents, parents, kids, neighbors. You get to form your own team. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Perfect. And then the last
You
topic.
should get a community media team together, Josh.
Ooh.
That'd be a small team.
You'd have to read a lot.
Yeah. Last topic we want to talk about, and it's a very prevalent topic with something major that's about to happen. You have a Coffee and Conversation virtual program coming up. So tell us the details on that and what topic they'll be discussing.
So on March 18th at 6:30 p.m., we're going to have a virtual conversation. What we've found is that people who join some of our virtual programs, one of the things they just want to do is to chat with each other. So this is an opportunity to come together and just have some conversation. You got to bring your own coffee. We aren't going to send that or have it curbside. You got to perk your own coffee or whatever you want. And then at 6:30, we join together on a virtual platform and we talk about whatever conversation is selected for that evening. So this is just the second time we've had this event. And at the first event, the conversation leader asked, what would you like to talk about next time? And one of the things they chose was the Mars landing. And I'm leading this week's discussion, so I don't really feel comfortable talking about the Mars landing, but maybe if we got an expert like you, Josh, we could come in and have that conversation next time.
I don't know much about that either.
I'm fascinated with that Mars thing. I'm watching everything online.
Have you seen some of the graphics they've released? The high detail pictures?
How can they do that? I'm so shocked.
Magic.
I'm in awe.
Well, equally fascinating, we're going to talk on March 18th about the Waupaca's Main Street project. You know, people are really getting excited and curious about this project. It's not going to be an informational thing. We're not going to give a lecture or give out a bunch of details. What this is an opportunity to come together and imagine and share what we know about the project. people who want to know those details can come on Thursday, March 18. I think, Josh, you guys are having a Facebook event that day for the public involvement meeting for the Main Street project.
That's Thursday, March 11th, 5:30 p.m. for those that want to get in on that one. Yep.
And they can watch that on Facebook? And how would
Yep.
they get that?
It's facebook.com/City of Waupaca, and they can watch it, and then they can type in comments and questions as it's happening, and they'll respond to those during the meeting.
So on March 11th, you could get all your details. And then on March 18th at 6:30, you could join our conversation, and we could just talk about what we've learned and what we imagine it's going to be like, and what we imagine the future of Waupaca is going to be. And Aaron Jensen from the City of Waupaca is going to join us that evening, so that if anybody does have a question I'm not able to answer, he'll be there and be able to do that. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a big project. Absolutely. It's good to have these opportunities.
It's so great to have it done at the end. Oh, I can't wait.
I want to imagine how long it's going to take. You know, it's a lot of work that they have to put into it. And I know it'll affect businesses and it'll affect the library during that process. But, you know, we know enough ahead of time that we can imagine different ways. This summer, we want to try to have a lot of our events off-site, so that maybe utilizing the city's park system, we can have people gather outdoors safely for our events. So a lot of imagining is happening right now with this project.
I know we've been talking about this Main Street project for years, and I'm kind of thinking about time. Finally, we've been talking about this forever, and it's finally going to start.
You know, and when we had Granite Street last year, and we saw all the kids lining up, watching all the trucks and stuff using, and I thought, you know, this is an exact idea of what we want to do. Is we want to show kids all the ways, you know, communities are built, and so it'll be fun for them to watch the trucks and the earth moving equipment and all the lines and what's underneath the street. So I think it'll be really fun. So it'll make it educational.
So one more detail about that. It's going to be a virtual meeting, and in order to get the link to join, you need to register on our website. So you're going to go to waupacalibrary.org, click on the Adults tab, and you're going to just scroll down until you find that Coffee and Conversation, and there'll be a registration link there, so you can get registered for that.
And if you go to our website and go to the Kids and Families page, that's where Coco and I are welcoming you to the Iditarod. So use that waupacalibrary.org site to register for all the fun stuff. You tried to get away.
And if anybody doesn't have a computer or access, they can just call us and we'll register you over the phone.
Yeah.
Well, Sue, Patsy, appreciate you getting us up to date with everything going on at the library.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, Josh. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Josh. Bye-bye.